we, the people of Nigeria, we're also speaking loudly that we're not just going to retire the one godfather that has lasted for 23 years, but that we're going to retire the entire establishment of PDAPC that has held us in captivity, that has kept us in poverty, that has weaponized poverty, that even went ahead to steal palliatives that was given to citizens, not by them. It was bought by corporate bodies. They hoarded it. Some even had their faces on it, waiting to use it for their birthdays.
All right, welcome to Nation's Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel, that channel that keeps you updated on the issues pertaining to the political system in Nigeria and abroad. My name is Angelo, your anchor. Now, Seyi Tinibu, the son of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has been exposed. He has been having shady deals with different public office holders in the background, even before his father became the president of the country. He has been having lots of deals. I have a whole file on him, but I'm going to break it down bit by bit. Let me start from his let me call it a black business. Let me start from his dark business with Godwin Emefiele, the suspended CBN governor. Now listen, from my source, very, very reliable. You know, I always give you reliable information. From my source, Seyi Tinibu and Emefiele's millions and the DSS cover-ups. The DSS have been covering him up for a very, very long while now. Seyi Tinibu collected millions of dollars from embattled former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele before he was suspended and arrested. Officials of the Department of the State Security DSS, otherwise called SSS, briefly interrogated Seyi Tinibu. He confessed collecting the money from Emefiele, but the DSS kept quiet on the actual amount and have done nothing about that while Emefiele remains incarcerated. Can you see that at this point now only those who are known to power are safe? Because Emefiele can no longer tender millions to this boy. He is now incarcerated. Emefiele has been in DSS detention for a very, very long while now, until there was an outcry, then he was charged to court. I told you once in my updates that there is a dark deal behind Emefiele's arrest, because if Emefiele didn't actually do anything wrong, then they wouldn't be portraying some kind of heinous activities around him. Yes, we know Emefiele has offenses, but finally the DSS dragged Emefiele to court, and the allegation or crime he was told or he was said to have committed was illegal possession of firearms, as compared to the first crime we had, which was alleged sponsorship of terrorism. Now, another expose has come. That was for Seyi Tinibu and Godwin Emefiele. I have his information on Seyi Tinibu and other public office holders, ministers, and so on and so forth. That will be a story for another day. Now, there has still been a secret let bare. A secret has been exposed about something happening in Abuja. These Abuja activities have been happening for a very, very long while now. And this, our informant, has decided to make it known to the general public in Nigeria and in diaspora. Now, he titled this Abuja Empty Houses with Billions. That was what our informant titled this particular secret. Now, let me get you straight. He said, if you know of any house in Abuja with soldiers or policemen as guards and no one living inside, it is a warehouse of stolen funds. Most politicians no longer keep money in the banks. They buy a house, get police or military personnel to guide the house, and keep the money there in several metal boxes. Some have underground houses in those houses where the funds are kept. They go there at the tick of the night to either withdraw or deposit. Dollars, pounds, and naira in billions are in houses in Abuja. To be very precise, he named these places Asokoro, Maitama, Wuse 2, and especially Jabi. These places have been identified as places that hoard lots of secret houses belonging to various politicians and public office holders that have in them billions and trillions of naira, pounds and dollars, euros to be precise, with men of the security agencies in Nigeria, Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Police Force to be precise, guarding these houses with nobody living in them. This is very, very risky. I think it is time for us to begin the whistle blowing once more, because when we leave these politicians to cut away with hard-earned money of the Nigerian economy, that means we are heading for doom. So do the needful and expose the illicit perpetrators. Thank you so much for staying with us. Before I go further, I would urge our viewers, please like our videos, share them. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section. If you're watching me for the first time, subscribe to this channel, tap the notification bell too, so you will always get updates anytime we drop a new video. So I will give you something quite different. I have a video, and in this video, Peter Gregory Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate, has been compared to Bola Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, the president of the country, who was the APC presidential candidate during the February 25th general elections. And now this particular expose or this comparison in this video has come up, and it has sparked lots of reactions from netizens and Nigerians alike, because it came at a very, very right time, according to Nigerians, at a time where all policies enacted by Tinubu have so far fallen. So people think that Bola Tinubu is not competent, neither does he have the capacity to lead Nigerians to wherever they want to be, which is the new Nigeria. So let me allow you watch this video. So if you don't know the difference between Bola Tinubu and Peter Gregory Obi, here is it. Watch, and after this video, I will give you a banger. Stay tuned.
You know, we have been undermined. We have been underrated. We have been told that we do not have the experience. We have been told that we cannot do it. We have been told that we are new to the game. We have been told that politics is not for the young people. What do we know about politics? Right from when our principal, moved from the PDP, to the Labour Party. It's been, all of these comments, coming from PDAPC, the Siamese twins. So, however, we have news for them, and our principal has proven to be a man of great strength, strength of character, a man of great capacity, a competent man, a man who has the capacity to take us from consumption to production, a man of great courage. Do you know what it means to move from a supposedly leading party to an unknown party just in 8 months? And he's been able to become the conversation, even when the media wasn't courting him, even when the media was disregarding him, even when the media was calling all his supporters names. But now he is the beautiful bride. He has become the force. He has become the conversation. It's because of our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, a man who has great compassion and empathy. He embodies the 5 C's that you look for in a leader, a man who has offered himself, a man who keeps taking himself to the people, not a man who is running away from the people, not a man whom we don't see him talk to us, not a man who clearly tells us he's bigger than the country that he wants to govern. That's the reason why he cannot sit down and be questioned. But Peter Obi has made himself available to the people, and they're saying that whom they have had as a godfather in Lagos for 23 years, they're going to retire him and all the structures that they have around them. And not just that, we the people of Nigeria, we're also speaking loudly that we're not just going to retire the one godfather that has lasted for 23 years, but that we're going to retire the entire establishment of PDAPC that has held us in captivity, that has kept us in poverty, that has weaponized poverty, that even went ahead to steal palliatives that was given to citizens, not by them. It was bought by corporate bodies. They hoarded it. Some even had their faces on it, waiting to use it for their birthdays. So these 2 Siamese twins that have brought us nothing but pain, when you said the past 2 weeks have been hellish. No, hero, the past 8 years has been hellish for Nigerians. There is no longer a middle class in Nigeria. It has been erased completely. And that is why we want to erase the PDAPC too, so that we can begin to have a Nigeria that will function, a Nigeria that will work for all, a Nigeria that when we come out and we say we're Nigerians, people will be proud to hold that green passport, as our principal said.
All right, welcome back. You watched that video there, and it was intense, right? You got the you got the difference right? Yes, that is how it should be. That is how you should get who should be your leader, because there is a proverb that comes from the northern part of Nigeria that says, in translated versions, it holds the meaning that says, when the frog gets into hot water, then it becomes general knowledge to it that indeed there are two types of water that exist, cold and hot. So if you ask us in Nigeria, even us in diaspora, if you ask us, we will tell you that we've tested or we've gone into the hot water and we are clamoring for the cold one now. So we've tested both parties and we know what they can offer. So no one should say we are yet to test the two parties. Asiwaju has just been in government for just not less than 100 days and the Nigerians are crying in penury. This is not supposed to be so. We wait for the tribunal to see what they can say about this. Hence, all fingers are crossed. Now, did you know that Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention? If you don't know, now you know. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the erstwhile leader of the independent or indigenous people of Biafra, has been in custody of the Directorate of the State Security, DSS, even after he willingly called off the sit at home. That says you can never have a deal with the government and get away with it. Yes, he has tried to strike a deal with the government by calling the sit at home. There is peace now in the southeastern parts of Nigeria, but this man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is yet to be released. This has been said and this has sparked reactions throughout Nigeria, the southeast, other geopolitical zones, and in diaspora alike. Talking about this, I have Ifeanyi Ejiofor, a barrister for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one of the counsels to the IPOB, and these people have come out to, give their grievances, and the frustrations of the Southeasterners is actually escalating to a point where it knows no bounds. Yes, they complain for security, but they are still clamoring for this man that has brought security, peace, and tranquility in their homes to be released with immediate effect. Because if Nnamdi Kanu is held above October, I think the Southeasterners may revolt, and we may not like it. Watch this video where Ifeanyi Ejiofor had to let the world know what it means for Nnamdi Kanu to be released with immediate effect. Stay tuned.
Okay, let me just kind of make a clarification from scenario playing out now. Nnamdi Kanu issued an order from DSS dungeon where he's being detained, and that order is being obeyed in the entire Southeast today. That tells you simply that whosoever is frustrating, preventing his release, or who is refusing him to be released in line with the law of court, are those who are encouraging this rascality, criminality, and violence going on in the entire Southeast. Because our people likes him and they listen to him. So if he's out now today, that will bring the total peace to the entire Southeast. And we're not asking for much. What we're asking the federal government to do is just simply to obey the order of the Court of Appeal. That's all. That's all, because it has been discharged by the judgment of the Court of Appeal delivered on the 13th of October 2022. Then they appeal against that judgment, which is now coming up for hearing on September 14th. So today there is no order of court legitimizing his continued detention in the custody of the SDSS. So we are going back to court, Supreme Court on 14th of September. What we are asking the federal government to do, in simple wisdom, obey the court, the judgment of the court of Court of Appeal, their own court. That's all. Okay. And what is playing out now has shown that if Nnamdi Kanu is released today, because our people loves him, right? Then that will bring the total peace in the Southeast.
Yeah. In that case, recall that it's not this current administration that detained him. If you say the federal government should obey the court order, that's an order. But then, what briefing have you had with the current?
It's continuing.
I know that. Just hold on. I know that. But some would say that you need the current administration. You need to give the current administration some time to settle in and then get proper briefing. Have you had a round table with the current administration?
But let me just say this. You see, we are talking about respect to rule of law and order of court. Yeah. We have gone beyond certain stage now. We are at the stage where the Court of Appeal, Court of Intermediate Jurisdiction, has made a pronouncement. It's not an order, it's a judgment of the Court of Appeal. So government must respect that order. Now, as it stands today, there is no charge today pending against him in any court in Nigeria. And that judgment said, do not charge him before any court. He cannot be charged before any court on any offense, any indictment whatsoever. Release him unconditionally. That's what the judgment of the Court of Appeal says. It's not my own judgment. It's the Court of Appeal that wrote it. And it's a unanimous judgment. So, are you telling me that you're going to set aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal and go into a roundtable discussion with the federal government? What I'm asking the government to do is to obey their own court order and court judgment. That's all. So, I've gone beyond this because there's no charge against him today.
Right.
Okay, all said and done. I would love to say that security should be the baseline for a governor or a president or any sort of leadership mode in the country, because the truth remains that when you are into power, the first things you should consider are those problems that are actually bothering the welfare or the populace of that country, because if not quickly resolved with immediate effect, then your own administration will be compared to the former one who brought little or nothing to the people of Nigeria. Hence, the reason why all Southeasterners are clamoring and advocating for the quick release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you so much for staying with us. I hope you enjoyed our updates together. From our table, we're going to be drawing the curtains here. See you next time. Bye.